Hello, everybody. This is the 1986 MLB replay through the Strat-O-Matic baseball board game. We're going to keep on continuing to go through these weeks as they get completed. We are going to take a look at week 3, which is from April 21st through April 27th. Just like we did last week, we're going to take a quick look at the leaders at the end of last week. And we have in the American League East, the New York Yankees at 8-4. The Minnesota Twins in the Central at 8-5. Out in the West, we got the California Angels at 8-5. In the National League, in the East, we got the New York Mets at 8-2. We got this, in the Central, the Cincinnati Reds are 5-5. And in the West, we got the Los Angeles Dodgers at 8-5. So let's just enter the week and see if these division leaders could still be leaders by the end of another week. Monday, April 21st. Houston Astros at the Atlanta Braves. Houston's first baseman, Glenn Davis, is back, along with the Astros bats, in 11-1 victory. Detroit Tigers at the Boston Red Sox. Tigers lose the game, and shortstop Alan Trammell for 4 games. He's expected to return by the end of the week for 26 against the White Sox in the 7-6 loss. Oakland A's at the California Angels. The A's cool off the Angels 7-4. Baltimore Orioles at the Cleveland Indians. Orioles add to the home woes of the Indians in 7-5 victory. New York Yankees at the Kansas City Royals. Yankees start the week strong with a 3-1 victory. Pittsburgh Pirates at the New York Mets. The Mets steal one from the Pirates 4-2. Minnesota Twins at the Seattle Mariners. Minnesota outfielder Kirby Puckett returns in a losing effort against the Seattle Mariners 5-2. Los Angeles Dodgers at the San Francisco Giants. The Dodgers find a way to win in San Francisco 7-6. Texas Rangers at the Toronto Blue Jays. Rangers are heating up at the north of the border with 6-4 victory in 10. St. Louis Cardinals at the Chicago Cubs. Cubs finally pull out of their losing ways 6-4. Tuesday, April 22nd. The Houston Astros at the Atlanta Braves. After one at bat in his return, outfielder Atlanta's Claudell Washington returns and then decides to go back to the DL for another 5 games in their 6-0 victory. He's expected to return at the end of the month versus the Mets. Maybe. Detroit Tigers at the Boston Red Sox. Red Sox are back on course with a 4-2 victory. Oakland A's at the California Angels. Angels outfielder Gary Pettis goes out for 5 games. He's expected to return the beginning of next month, around the 2nd, when they play the Brewers. Angels win 1-0. St. Louis Cardinals at the Chicago Cubs. St. Louis is starting to close the gap a little bit in the National League Central with 7-3 victory. San Diego Padres at the Cincinnati Reds. San Diego Padres outslugged the Cincinnati Reds in extras 11-10. Baltimore Orioles at the Cleveland Indians. Indians first baseman Pat Tabler and outfielder Brett Butler get hurt for the remainder of the game, causing starting pitcher Ken Schramm to play first base instead in their 7-3 loss. New York Yankees at the Kansas City Royals. Yankees win 4 in a row against Kansas City, 7-4. Chicago White Sox at the Milwaukee Brewers. Third baseman for the Milwaukee Brewers, Paul Molitor, will be out for 3 games. He's expected to return by the end of the month on the 27th versus the Rangers in their victory 3-0. Philadelphia Phillies at the Montreal Expos. That's 2 in a row for the Phillies, 9-3. Pittsburgh Pirates at the New York Mets. Starting pitcher for the Pirates, Rick Rhoden, spins a gem against the Mets, 5-2. Minnesota Twins at the Seattle Mariners. The Twins' outfield is now complete with Tom Bernasky's return, and they return back to the victory, 6-0. Los Angeles Dodgers at the San Francisco Giants. San Francisco can't figure out LA in the loss, 8-6. Texas Rangers at the Toronto Blue Jays. Texas wins 10-1 in thumping of Blue Jays pen. Wednesday, April 23rd. Houston Astros at the Atlanta Braves. The Braves blow lead in the 9th, then lose in extras 5-3. Detroit Tigers at the Boston Red Sox. Red Sox closer Bob Stanley blows another save, and the lead in loss 3-2. Oakland A's at the California Angels. Outfielder for the A's, Jose Canseco, smashes California with 2 home runs, 6-2. St. Louis Cardinals at the Chicago Cubs. The rivals trade rounds in the series, but the Cubs come up on top, 8-7. San Diego Padres at the Cincinnati Reds. Cincinnati Reds first baseman Tony Perez beats the Padres with his glove, 3-2. Baltimore Orioles at the Cleveland Indians. Yet another Indian, second baseman Tony Bernazard, gets hurt in his first at-bat, making a call again to Ken Schramm to play first again in their loss, 14-4. New York Yankees at the Kansas City Royals. Kansas City's first baseman Steve Balboni slams another team for second grand slam of the year, 7-0. But it's not all happy for the Royals as George Brett goes to the DL for 3 games. He's expected to return by the end of the week against the Orioles. Chicago White Sox at the Milwaukee Brewers. The Brewers' pen shuts down the White Sox late, 7-5. Philadelphia Phillies at the Montreal Expos. Phillies win 8-5. It looks like a winning streak for the Phils. Minnesota Twins at the Seattle Mariners. Mariners rookie Danny Tartable's home run is big in their win, 8-6. Los Angeles Dodgers at San Francisco Giants. San Francisco beats up on starting pitcher for the Dodgers, Jerry Royce, again, 8-1. Texas Rangers at the Toronto Blue Jays. Texas seems to be unstoppable in Canada, 6-5. Thursday, April 24th. Montreal at Chicago Cubs. Montreal's outfielder Tim Raines steals win from the Cubs with 3 stolen bases, 5-1. Cincinnati Reds at the Houston Astros. Cincinnati's outfielder Dave Parker, who has been slumping as of late, finally carries the Reds to victory, 12-7. Atlanta Braves at the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Braves can't seem to beat LA, 12-5 loss. Cleveland Indians at the New York Yankees. Cleveland's Joe Carter hits 3 bombs in W, while the Yankees lose outfielder Dave Winfield 5 games. He's expected to return next week, towards the end of the month, around the 30th, against the Twins. Cleveland 8, Yankees 4. Seattle Mariners at the Oakland A's. Oakland A's starting pitcher Jose Rio K's 9 in their victory, 4-2. Philadelphia Phillies at the Pittsburgh Pirates. Pittsburgh takes another one from the Phils, 6-2. New York Mets at the St. Louis Cardinals. The Mets batter the Cards, 6-1. Friday, April 25th. Toronto Blue Jays at the Baltimore Orioles. The Blue Jays play better on the road in win, 5-3. Montreal Expos at the Chicago Cubs. Expos outfielder Mitch Webster steals win, not Raines, from Cubs, 5-3. Chicago White Sox at the Detroit Tigers. Detroit's first baseman Darrell Evans hits 2 home runs to secure the win, 8-3. Cincinnati Reds at the Houston Astros. Starting pitcher for the Astros, Nolan Ryan. The Ryan Express 2 hits the Reds in 2-0 victory. Boston Red Sox at the Kansas City Royals. Boston's outfielder Jim Rice slams the Royals and carries the Sox 7-6. Atlanta Braves at the Los Angeles Dodgers. As always, LA versus Atlanta equals LA win, 7-3. California Angels at the Minnesota Twins. California continues to win inside, 2-1. Cleveland Indians at the New York Yankees. The Indians have no answers for the Yankees or their pitching staff in 9-4 loss. Seattle Mariners at the Oakland A's. Oakland's lineup overpowers the M's, 9-3. Philadelphia Phillies at the Pittsburgh Pirates. Phillies know how to win in PA finally, 6-4. San Francisco Giants at San Diego Padres. Rookie outfielder for the Padres, John Kruk, is becoming an offensive star in the National League West with their win 13-3. The New York Mets at the St. Louis Cardinals. Mets clip Cards' wings again, 8-6. The Milwaukee Brewers at the Texas Rangers. Texas just keeps on winning again, 4-2. Saturday, April 26th. Toronto Blue Jays at the Baltimore Orioles. Toronto's outfielder Jesse Barfield slam, enough for the victory, 11-7. Montreal Expos at the Chicago Cubs. Chicago's pitching staff is the worst in the NL, and they showed in this game, an 11-6 loss. Chicago White Sox at the Detroit Tigers. Chicago first baseman slumping Greg Walker can't prevent the Sox from winning. Alan Trammell returns for the Tigers. White Sox win 6-5. Cincinnati Reds at the Houston Astros. Astros starting pitcher Mike Scott one-ups Nolan Ryan with a one-hitter against the Reds. 6-0 victory. Boston Red Sox at the Kansas City Royals. Boston continues its struggle against the AL Central in 4-0 loss. Atlanta Braves at the Los Angeles Dodgers. Braves have no-showed in LA, 9-3. California Angels at Minnesota Twins. California's rookie first baseman Wally Joyner's 2 home runs puts him back on track in the victory, 9-4. Cleveland Indians at the New York Yankees. Yankees enjoy their success against the Indians yet again, 6-5. Seattle Mariners at the Oakland Athletics. Third baseman for the Mariners, Jim Presley, returns and helps the M's in extras, 5-4. Philadelphia Phillies at the Pittsburgh Pirates. Phillies third baseman Mike Schmidt returns from the DL, and the Phils win again, 9-3. San Francisco Giants at the San Diego Padres. San Diego knows how to win in extras, 4-2. New York Mets at the St. Louis Cardinals. Doc Gooden, 2 hits the Lonely Cards, 2-0. Milwaukee Brewers at the Texas Rangers. Texas wins 5-2. Does Texas even remember how to lose at this point? Sunday, April 27th. Toronto Blue Jays at the Baltimore Orioles. Toronto loves Baltimore in their sweep, 7-1. Montreal Expos at the Chicago Cubs. The Cubs nose diving toward the bottom of the National League Central in 6-4 defeat. Chicago White Sox at the Detroit Tigers. Tigers' pen can't hold the White Sox, 3-2. Cincinnati Reds at the Houston Astros. Houston staff allows runs, but not enough in victory, 5-4. Boston Red Sox at the Kansas City Royals. Charlie Leibrandt and the Kansas City Royals blanked the Bo Sox, 7-0. Atlanta Braves at the Los Angeles Dodgers. It's a different game, same story. LA wins 3-1. California Angels at the Minnesota Twins. Twins surprise Donnie Moore again with victory, 5-3 in 10. Cleveland Indians at the New York Yankees. Cleveland's lineup singles its way to victory, 10-2. Seattle Mariners at the Oakland A's. M's finally topped the A's, 2-0. Philadelphia Phillies at the Pittsburgh Pirates. Pirates second baseman Johnny Ray is lost to 3 games. He's expected to return next week, about May 1st, against the Giants. Pirates, though, hold on to win 6-5. San Francisco Giants at San Diego Padres. Giants hate the sun and swept by Padres in 5-3 loss. New York Mets at St. Louis Cardinals. New York Mets catcher Gary Carter has 4 doubles, providing enough in the victory, 7-6. And the final game of the week, Milwaukee Brewers at the Texas Rangers. Milwaukee's third baseman Paul Molitor returns. Center fielder Robin Yount Ks 4 times. But hold on, Milwaukee wins 6-3. So our Week 3 summary. Our top teams for the week. We got the Los Angeles Dodgers at 6-1. The Texas Rangers at 5-1. The New York Mets at 5-1. The Houston Astros at 5-2. We only had 4 top teams this week. And as for the rest, the not top team for the week, we got the Atlanta Braves at 1-6. St. Louis Cardinals at 1-6. San Francisco Giants at 1-5. Chicago Cubs at 2-5. And the Cleveland Indians also at 2-5. So again, we got one more week to go. Currently I have no standings or statistics until the end of the April games. Again, it's due to that I started playing this before I started posting content, and I had a running total of stats and standings, so they wouldn't match up with the summaries. So once I get myself caught up there, I have some stuff saved. We could then show more stats and statistics. But again, I do have our American League and National League leaders. So after 3 weeks in the American League East, we got the New York Yankees at 12-7. In the Central, we got the Kansas City Royals at 10-8. And in the West, we got the Texas Rangers at 12-6. In the National League, we got in the East, the New York Mets at 13-4. In the Central, the Cincinnati Reds at 7-9. And in the West, the Los Angeles Dodgers at 14-6. This is the end of the 3rd week. And thank you for watching and been following up to this point, I hope, as well. So we'll get another week's worth of information out there soon. So have a good evening. And always, play ball.